Hi, bye.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearded Gamer, and today we'll be playing the game Raid. You all know Raid already for sure, so this is just gonna be my thoughts on the game. I've been playing for almost 2 years now, and recently, I don't know why it took me so long, but recently I discovered that if you play the game on the computer using Bluestacks, I'm not sure if other emulators can do this, but I'm using Bluestacks. I've discovered that you can record macros, and macros are amazing. If you do them properly, you can automate the whole process of the game and do stuff that you wouldn't have the time to do under normal circumstances. And this actually enabled me to speed up my progress in the game a lot, like 3 times as much, no joke. For example, the day that I discovered that I can do macros, I think I had something like, I never used up all my resources. I had like 8,000 energy or something because I would do the dailies and sometimes not even that. And the energy would build up. I wouldn't have time to do everything, and I was falling behind in the progress part. And I discovered that I can use macros using this button right here, macro recorder. And the day I discovered this, as you can see, I did a bunch of them. You don't need all these macros. Actually, I went a little bit overboard. You basically need like a couple to do the most basic things. So basically, what's a macro in BlueStacks? You can start it executes clicks that you press in the game in the order and the timing that you press them. So basically, if you're in Bastion, the interface it doesn't change no matter where you are, okay, where you're looking. So this is very useful. So you for example, you can record a macro. Let's do one for fun so you can see what it's like. Okay, I want to record a macro that goes into, I don't know, the Minotaur and does a few and then starts, doing stuff. Let's say, okay, so record new macro. I'm in the Bastion. Now it's recording. Whatever I do, and no matter how long I take to do it, it's gonna do it. So battle, dungeons, Minotaur's Labyrinth. I scroll all the way down. I click the level that I want. I select the players that I want and start. I'm not gonna press start because we're gonna waste time, but that's what it is. So now I've recorded the macro. I'm not gonna change its name. All right, you get the point. So now if I go back to the Bastion and click on macro, it's gonna take like 4 seconds or something, and it's gonna do everything that we just did. So there we go. I'm not clicking or anything. I'm not even, look, no hands. Minotaur's Labyrinth, scroll all the way down, stage 15, click, and it stops there because there were no other inputs. Even though I delayed to stop recording, it stops immediately because I didn't do anything else, so there was no reason. So there we go. It's literally that simple. I'm gonna delete this. So what I did to automate some stuff, for example, if I go into my arena list of teams to fight against, I've done some fights, but if I wanted my macro to work, I'm gonna refresh the list, okay? And even though there's probably teams here that I can't beat, I'm pretty sure there's some of them. Now I have a macro where I did what I just showed you, but with the top 5 teams in the arena, and another one with the bottom 5 teams. So let's run it. So I click on this. You have to be in the Bastion because that's where I started recording my macro. If you start recording your macro from another screen for whatever reason, there we go. I'm not gonna let it run, but you see, this is the first team. It selected the first team on its own, and it was just about to hit start. And then basically in the arena, because you don't know how long each fight is gonna take, what happens with the macro, it starts the fight, it gives it a few seconds for the loading screen, and then I click on where the auto, let's just run it so you guys can see it. So there we go, boom, top 5 auto classic arena. I had a macro for the tag arena because it's so boring. You have to be there all the time because you need to click on each fight. You need to like go press auto in the next fight. It removes the auto selection, so you need to do it again, and it's pretty annoying. There we go. Pressed auto. Mountain King is just a beast. Oh my lord. There's so many teams that I would have lost against. And he just, you know, stays on his own and he starts clearing people up like that. And every time he gets a kill, he gets 50% more attack, which he keeps till the end of the fight. It resets in waves, but in arena, obviously, he keeps it. So now every time he attacks, he's doing even more damage. And the second time he gets a kill, oh my lord, oh my god. The second time he gets a kill, it's even, he gets 100% increased attack. It stays at that, but that's already overkill. There we go. Easy peasy. Now let's let it run, okay? So I think that I gave it like 1.5 minutes for each fight, because there are fights that last longer depending on the team that you're facing. So I'm gonna fast forward this part. There we go. Now click on return to arena. Second team, battle, start. There we go. Give it some time for the load, for the loading screen. Okay, they're fighting first, so that's why the battle is going on, even though I haven't pressed on auto yet. I think 15 seconds. Yeah, there we go. He is. He's gonna, oh, there we go. I think we won, pretty much. Because we have a better Mountain King than he does. Oh my god. And we have a full team. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the macro here, but that's the idea. Some problems can arise in these situations. For example, if you're in a fight that goes longer than what you recorded in the macro. For example, I let the fight go for, even if the fight finished, when I was recording the macro, I would actually, you know, do the fight, press auto, wait for it to finish. No matter what happened, I wouldn't change anything because I'm recording the macro. And sometimes there were fights that would finish in, you know, a few seconds. I would leave the macro recording there in the same screen for 1.5 minutes, because I felt like that was a reasonable time for arena fight to finish, whether you win or lose. There are fights that will last longer depending on the teams you're fighting. So in those cases, the macro starts clicking stuff even though the fight is still going on, which is a problem, because it's going to try to click on return to arena, for example, but the fight's still going on, so it does nothing. And then the macro thinks it's in this screen, so but you're still in the fight. And then it clicks here, and then it starts dragging up and down or whatever. And there were cases where it would go to this screen, but it would think it was in the previous screen. It would try to drag stuff and remove people from the team, etc. So there can be problems, obviously, but the benefits of using macros like this are heavily outweigh the negatives. Okay, so basically I was at a point where I was using up all my resources all the time, so all the resources that I got would be spent. Whether I win or lose, at least I'm using, you know, my arena tokens to get what are they called, the medals. All right, so another very, very useful macro that helped me a lot, and it ended up with me not having to use the auto function that much. Actually, I could use it for campaign where I wanted to swap the champions that I'm leveling up. Is the simplest macro you can imagine. Okay, let's go campaign because it's faster, but the idea is the same because the UI places the buttons in the same places for all fights. Okay, so let's say I want to go here and I want to level up some champions. All right, so let's get some rank 2s. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Okay, now I've done some math, and if you're in 8.3, okay, let me see here. If you're in 8.3 and you want to level up your champions using macros, here's what you need. Okay, so here's a list that I've done for leveling up champions using macros. So let's say you have XP boost, so you get twice as much XP from fights than normal. Okay, here's what you need in 8.3 using a farming champion that's maxed up, obviously, to take these champions to max level. If they're 2-star, what is this number? I'm not sure. Let's remove it. If you're leveling up 2-star champions, okay, and you have XP boost, then you need to run 10 times. Okay. If you don't have XP boost, you need 19 times, and you get the point. So let's say I want to level these guys up. to level 20, which is the max, and I don't want to keep running the fights for no reason whatsoever. I'm gonna create a macro, let's say campaign. I already have it, but the idea is this. I'll create it again from the beginning. You run it once, all right? Because you need to know where the positioning of the button is that you want to press. So you run the campaign once, you let Big clear everything, let's go. So you need to run this. I don't have XP boost right now, so I need to run it 19 times. So the remaining times that I need to run it is 18 times, all right? So here we go. You click on macro record, okay? Record new macro. You want to click on replay. That's it. That's the macro. You stop the macro, and now what you want to do is you want to estimate how long on average does it take you to clear 8-3. Sorry, did I say 8-3? It's 12-3. It's approximately 10 seconds. Now you need to take into account loading times, and maybe sometime you get a weak hit for whatever reason and it take longer. So if you're gonna put the macro at work and go do something else, then you can leave a delay. So there we go. This is the macro we just created. Okay, if I press click now, level these guys to max level 20. So you click on the settings here, over here, and repeat action. It was 19 times. We already ran it once, so we need 18 more times. Okay, and the interval between executions, 30 seconds, whatever. Save. Now I'm not gonna press it, but now the macro is ready. If I click this and just go make a coffee and come back, if I had enough energy, which I don't, but if I had enough energy, it would run this macro 18 more times. I would come back and everyone would be level 20. It would stop exactly at the point where they hit level 20. So there we can level up our champions, replace them, and do other stuff. If we're out of multi-battles, we can use this alternative to do stuff. And let's say you want to get a lot of points. You have energy stored up, okay, and you want to participate in a dragon tournament or whatever. You create a macro for the dragon specifically. If you want, you can use the same and just change the delay timer. Okay, so for dragon, on average, I was doing like 2 minutes, 150 or something like that. So the last time I did it, I had enough energy for 10 runs. I had a little more than 160 energy, I guess. So 10 times, 230 to account for loading times. And a trick that you can do, if you want to run it 10 times, you don't need to put your iterations at 9. You click replay, immediately click your macro, so it actually clicks this location that you already clicked. So the one iteration actually counts even though nothing happens because you already clicked it. It doesn't matter though. And then it continues from there on. So you don't have to do any math. You want to run it 10 times, then you click repeat action 10 times, save it, put the delay that you want, bam. The campaign is obviously not 2 minutes. I don't know what I was doing there. So let's say I want to run this action 2 times. All right, so save, boom. I click replay and then I click play. So now basically the macro started by clicking here, but there's nothing here, as you guys can see. It's empty. So it doesn't do anything, but the first iteration counted in the macro. So now it's gonna wait 30 seconds. Like for example, in this case, we're taking longer than normal. He didn't kill everyone, I guess. Big one, shame on him. There we go. Now a few more seconds. I'm gonna remove the mouse. I'm not clicking on anything. There we go. Clicked on replay on its own and it ended the macro immediately. So now we're running it 2 times. There we go. So you can do this for so many different things. Let's finish this fight and I'll show you. The worst thing that can happen, by the way, let's say you ran out of energy. You put your macro to run more times than you have energy. What happens is it's gonna click replay and the pop-up to refresh your energy with gems is gonna come up. Doesn't affect anything really. And then if the macro keeps running after that, it's just gonna click on this area right here, removing the pop-up. Basically, it's not actually gonna click replay because the first time you click on it, it says refresh your energy. Second time, it just removes the pop-up. Third time, if you still haven't recovered enough energy, this will keep happening. So if you just want to, you know, let it overnight, for example, you're desperate on farming, I don't know, something. You're the Minotaur, for example. You can go here to the Minotaur, boom, there we go, go all the way down. Let's say you're gonna leave your computer on and you're gonna go to work for 8 hours, okay? And you can't play at work. And you want, as soon as you have enough energy to run this dungeon again, for the macro to automatically do this, the macro can't know how much energy you have available. So what's it gonna do? It's just gonna keep every few seconds or how long you put it for to try to click replay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start the fight with a Minotaur and you're gonna set your macro to infinitely until stopped. In this case, it doesn't really matter how much delay, how much interval you put between the executions. It's just going to continue clicking here. Replay, 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 replay. So every time there's enough energy, instead of giving you the pop-up to refresh your energy, it's just going to run the dungeon. And that's it. So it's going to continue doing this until you stop it, as the setting here implies. Infinitely until stopped. So basically, I want Achak. I want to level him up and get all the scrolls he needs. So I have him on his own with Mashalid. It's a little slow, but it's efficient-ish, I guess. So that's one thing you can do to gather resources that you want. What did we change here? Close. We don't want to save any changes. So yeah, these are some tricks that you can use with Bluestacks that I'm aware of anyway, to level up champions faster, to use up all your resources, to make sure you're not wasting anything. Another thing that I did, I went into the forge. This needs a little more planning actually, and I went to the lower, the 3 to 4 star items that are using resources that I don't need. I only do the 5 to 6 star ones. I don't have no need for these or these. So basically I find, yeah, there we go, perception. I've done it. Okay, affinity breaker. There we go. I don't need these for anything. I don't waste any resources to create 4 to 5 star ones, because 4 stars are automatically sold. 5 star, they have to be amazing to keep. So it's 5 to 6 star. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and the process is the same. Okay, you create an item, boom. You sell it automatically. It's anything less than 5 star if you're at a decent level and you're farming all the dungeons at the highest level and you're doing Ultra Nightmare, etc. You don't need 4 star items. That's that. Okay, so because the process is exactly the same, you can record a macro to do it. So record new macro, boom, there we go. You create the item, all right, give it a few seconds. The delay for this is, the only problem here is if you get a higher rarity item, okay, the stats make the pop-up a little bit longer, so the button, the sell button, is lower. So you try to click as low as you can. There we go, there we go. Okay, there we go, and done. The thing is, this macro is useless because it's gonna take way too long. So we're gonna do it faster. Let's try and do it. Okay, record new macro, create the item. Okay, sell, there we go, stop the macro. Now, let's run it, I don't know how many times. Let's bring up the calculator. This is so easy, it's 80, okay, don't be silly, it's 80. Okay, so we want to run it 80 times. Repeat action 80 times. No, let's give it, you know, just in case there's some sort of lag, let's give it a couple, 1 second delay should be fine. Okay, boom. Now we just lean back and let the automation do its thing and basically generate money for us, because we're spending 1,000 silver for each item we're creating, and we're making what, 10,000, 12,000, 13,000. It's like 1,200% increase on average, more or less. So we're using resources that we don't need for anything to generate silver. And you can do this for all the sets in here. If you're at a level where you have a lot of level 60 champions ascended, etc., and you're farming all the high level dungeons, I'm not pressing anything by the way, as you can see, then don't let this go to waste. Go into the forge and go to 3 to 4 star items and just do this. Don't do it for 4 to 5 star because one of the resources you use there are also needed for the 5 to 6 star items, so don't do that. But in this case, you know, slowly but surely we're just creating silver out of nowhere. Look at this, 22,000. It's a 2,250% increase in our profit by clicking buttons, by not even clicking buttons actually. Anyway, I'm not gonna let it run till the end, but you get the point, right? This is it. This is, you can create, basically, if you create macros intelligently, you can have Bluestacks play the game for you if you don't have time to play. It's gonna be doing stuff that you would be doing anyway. It's just automated. That's it. You're not just, you know, sleeping and waking up and everything happens, because you still need to do stuff. You still need to do your clan boss. The clan boss, I can't figure out a way to do it with macros or anything like that. Neither for the Doom Tower, because it's very difficult. It's not something steady, and you go next level, so it's not like that. But with the arena, if you set up your team so it works with auto, then you can create a macro for that. Faction Wars, I don't think you can use macros very efficiently, but with anything else, campaign, dungeons, arena, the thing with the forge that I just showed you, you can use macros for these and use up all your energy, and this will help you increase your accounts level and your champions levels and everything much faster, much more efficiently, and eventually this helps with making your account stronger, which gives you access to better content and makes the game more fun eventually. So yeah, that's it. So that's gonna be it for now, guys. Check it out, guys. Bluestacks, it's a great program, and with these tricks it can actually make the game more fun, because some of the other content creators, Hell Hades and Ash, they talked about this, and it takes so many hours of your day to actually do all the basic stuff, all the daily quests and the advanced quests and the clan boss battles and the arena battles and the tag team battles and your Doom Tower battles, and everything takes so long because just by running at 2 times speed is not enough sometimes, because there's so much content to do, and if you want to do all the content, you're gonna need a lot of hours in your day, hours that most people don't have. So this is actually one way to automate some of the progress, so you can spend more time doing the stuff that can't be automated, like the clan boss or Doom Tower, which are still time consuming, but the Plarium is being pressured by the content creators that have actually direct contact with them. So hopefully they'll give us like a 3x or 4x speed in Faction Wars, for example. Do I need to go through the whole battle each time? I've completed some of the stages with 3 stars. Why do I need to do them again and again? It's a little silly. So yeah, anyway, 666, Hell Hades. Anyway, that's gonna be for now, guys. Thank you all for watching. This is the Bearded Gamer, over and out.